This is Pittsburgh's Action News 4 with breaking news.
Pittsburgh's Action News 4, a live look at the scene of breaking news. This is Freedom, Beaver County. Our crews just got there, so these pictures are just coming in. A home engulfed in flames. We're live from the scene with what we know right now.
Breaking overnight, a driver crashes down a hillside after going through a fence on the city's north side. Coming up, what we know so far about this investigation, where we saw medics take at least one person to the hospital. 6:01 is the time right now. Thanks for starting your Tuesday morning with us.
It's turned into a busy Tuesday morning. More on all of the breaking news coming up, but first we want to get a look at your weather and your traffic, of course, as you're heading out. Let's start with Ashley.
And right now we are dealing with pretty quiet conditions, but we're going to notice those winds picking up, especially around 10, 11 o'clock, and a few showers associated with it, but a chilly week ahead for us. There's that front we'll be watching coming in as early as 10:30, 11 o'clock. A quick shower passing around the lunch hour, and those winds again picking up 10, 11 o'clock, 20 to 25 mile per hour winds. Still could see a stray shower into the evening drive, but overall the rain won't be too bad, but it is going to stay breezy over the next couple of days. Elena.
Thanks, Ashley. In Pittsburgh's Action Traffic, while things are pretty quiet on the roads, just want to give you a heads up. More beam deliveries on the Parkway East tomorrow and Thursday between the hours of 10 and 2. Those trucks with the giant beams are traveling southbound 79, inbound Parkway West, outbound Parkway East. They're stopping on the Turnpike side of the Squirrel Hill Tunnel, and that's when traffic's going to be stopped as you're trying to go inbound Parkway East. Again, from 10 until 2 tomorrow and Thursday, up to 15-minute traffic stoppages. Parkway East right now, not too bad for us. I'll bring you the tunnel time in just a few minutes.
We will talk to you then. We want to get back to that breaking news right now in Freedom, Beaver County. Pittsburgh's Action News 4, Carlos Flores is live from the scene of that house fire.
Carlos, we know you just got there within the last couple of minutes. What can you tell us so far?
Yeah, that's right. We just arrived here about less than 10 minutes ago. We're right here on the corner of Freedom Road and First Street in Economy. I first want to show you what we're dealing with the house behind me that currently crews are working on right now. Take a look. You have several firefighters kind of surrounding the house. We've seen multiple water cannons in action, one shooting directly into the front side of that house, and of course one shooting from above off that ladder right there. But you can see they're definitely actively working to get this fire under control, but you can really just see the extent of the damage of this home. That is, this entire front end area of the house is definitely burnt, was definitely damaged by this fire. But then, yeah, you can see multiple water cannons are at work to really kind of get this fire under control. As for the scene itself, we're going to show you kind of what we're dealing with. We're on
Some audio difficulties there, but you can see that that is still very much an active
Yeah,
scene.
we'll get back to him. We want to know if anybody was hurt in the fire, but you can see the water is still being poured on that active fire. Our crews will stay there, and when we get our connection reestablished, we'll get right back to it. Janelle.
Turning now to our breaking news on Pittsburgh's north side, where a driver crashed right through a fence and went over a hillside not far from Perrysville Avenue on Vinston Street. This is in Perry North around 1 a.m. Now, as we work to learn the cause of the crash, here's what we know so far. First responders had to cut the fence to make room to pull that car up from the embankment. Both airbags did deploy, and our crew did see medics take one person away from the scene in an ambulance.
Police tell us a man grabbed a baseball bat, went into a gas station, and started beating two people with it. That happened in Westmoreland County, and right now the search is on for that suspect. Pittsburgh's Action News 4's Ava Rash joins us live from State Police Barracks in Greensburg on the story. Ava, we know one of the victims is part of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And police are now still searching for Reno Roberts. About this situation, police say that he assaulted his ex and their partner at a gas station in Salem Township. Now, this whole situation started to unfold last Thursday at a get-go on Route 22. That's whenever police say Roberts and his ex started to get in some type of argument. It then became physical when Roberts allegedly punched both of them multiple times and then grabbed a baseball bat from his car and hit them both in the back of the head. They were taken to the hospital for their injuries. Now, according to the criminal complaint, one of the victims, who is said to be part of the LGBTQ plus community, reported that Roberts sent them derogatory and threatening messages online as well. As of right now, police are still searching for Roberts. They went to his home, where court documents say officers saw the baseball bat in his car, but whenever they went to the door and knocked, no one answered. Now, he is facing numerous charges, including aggravated assault. Of course, we're going to keep you updated on this developing story, but for now, covering Westmoreland County live at State Police Barracks, Ava Rash, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Thank you, Ava. From Westmoreland, we now go to Indiana County, where we're still working to learn the identity of the two people who were killed in an accident in Indiana Borough. There were two people simply walking across the street when they were hit Monday afternoon. Police say an Indigo bus hit those two people. As that investigation continues, and officials did point out this is the second deadly pedestrian crash on Philadelphia Street just this year.
Police say a woman called 911 and said she just shot and killed her husband. That call came in from Hemphill Township, Westmoreland County, and the district attorney's office now says Leanne Steele called dispatchers on Saturday and told those dispatchers she shot her husband, William Steele. William was found inside a bedroom at a home on Merlin Lane. He died at the hospital. Leanne is charged with homicide, and state police are now investigating.
6:06 is the time right now this morning. Construction continues on President Trump's new $250 million ballroom at the White House.
Meanwhile, the federal shutdown stretches into its fourth week now. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with the details.
This morning, as the government shutdown enters its fourth week, demolition crews are still hard at work tearing down parts of the White House East Wing to make way for President Trump's new $250 million ballroom. It comes despite Trump's earlier pledge that the project would not interfere with the existing landmark.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building.
The redesign has moved forward despite lacking approval from the federal agency that oversees such projects. The president says the new ballroom will be larger than the White House residence itself. Trump also says it will be paid for with private donations, which is why construction is continued while the rest of the federal government remains closed. Senate Republicans are headed to the White House today amid the shutdown stalemate, still refusing to negotiate on any Democratic demands.
So we're hoping the Democrats become much less deranged and that we will get the vote pretty soon. And I hear they're starting to feel that way, too.
Democrats remain confident in their strategy, pointing to the looming open enrollment period and fixing health care as a top issue.
Tens of millions of people across the country will realize that their health insurance premiums, copays, and deductibles have skyrocketed beyond what's affordable because of Republican inaction.
No word yet on when this standoff could end, as hundreds of thousands of workers brace for another missed paycheck, and key federal programs will soon lapse completely. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
In the city of Pittsburgh, police making history this week. In a social media post, the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police say they are onboarding 8 new mounted patrol officers. That includes Detective Dorothea Leftwich, and she is the first Black woman to ever join the ranks of the Pittsburgh Police Mounted Patrol.
6:09 is the time right now. We know there's a chance for rain, as you can see on that radar, slowly inching its way toward Pittsburgh. Ashley's here now to time it out for us.
Yeah, it's getting closer and closer. We will start to see those clouds increasing, but overall, doesn't look too bad for the morning commute, especially if you're getting ready to head out the door. As we look at your what to wear forecast, need the coats and hoodies through the day, the umbrella, especially late morning and afternoon, as some of those isolated showers will be rolling through. But all of us are going to experience a gusty wind starting today and extending over the next couple of days. And for more on that, let's head over to meteorologist Jill Sweat. Jill, good morning.
Good morning to you, Ashley. I'm going to hold on tight to those umbrellas a little later on today. Just as the same time that those showers blow in, we will see some stronger winds also starting to kick up. Nothing too crazy, but certainly you'll notice that as we work through this Tuesday. So you can see as early as about 10 o'clock as those raindrops start to fall. Wind gusts can be kicking up closer to 20, even 25 miles per hour. It will stay elevated throughout the day. That second batch of showers hitting later on this evening could feature a few more sneaky, stronger gusts that could be peaking closer to maybe 35, 40 miles per hour. That also would be the case tomorrow. More than likely the gustiest day of the week. These are wind gusts we look closer to about the lunch hour tomorrow. You can see that 36 mile per hour gust around Greensburg. So more than likely a little bit stronger over into the Laurel Highlands, but those winds also drawing in some cooler temps that Ashley's going to detail in your certified most accurate forecast.